Hello, everyone. I'm so excited to welcome you to the Google Cloud Accelerator Canada Virtual Demo Day, celebrating the 11 technology startups in our 2022 cohort. It has been an absolute honor working alongside these inspiring founders and their teams over the last 3 months. My name is Ashley Francisco, and I lead Google's startup developer ecosystem efforts across Canada. I have the pleasure of co-hosting today's event alongside my awesome Google Cloud colleagues, Brad Dubé and Almond Au.
Hello, everyone. My name is Almond Au, and I lead the enterprise customer engineering team for Canada. Thank you so much for all of your hard work during this accelerator program. I'm looking forward to see all of your amazing demos.
And hello, everyone. My name is Brad Dubé, and I am the country manager for Google's data analytics and AI business for Canada. So we work closely with customers to enable data acquisition and consolidation and data analysis using Google's best-in-class technologies. I too am really looking forward to today's session and seeing all the great demos.
So since early April, we have all been working alongside the startups that you'll hear from today to work towards bespoke OKRs or goals that they each set at the beginning of the program. And we can't wait to hear more about their recent accomplishments. Over the last 10 weeks, the teams have been immersed in cloud optimization, machine learning opportunities, product road mapping, design UX, digital marketing, international expansion, and more. And today, we'll hear about their progress and their plans for the future. So let's dive in. Each startup will have 5 minutes to share their story with you and to respond to one audience question. So be sure to ask any questions that you have for our founders in the chat during their presentations.
To get us started, I have the pleasure of introducing Schoolio, a Toronto-based edtech startup working to bring teachers, parents, and tutors into a single ecosystem, focusing on education transparency, inclusive curriculum, and a holistic approach to success measurement. Please welcome the Schoolio team.
We are Schoolio, and we're excited to be here to share our vision and traction for reimagining education delivery for the future. The model that public schools follow hasn't changed in over 150 years. While as parents, we know that change is needed, it took COVID to spotlight the sense of urgency that parents have been expressing the last 24 months. Over 50 million parents globally have opted out of traditional schools. We believe that this is a growing trend, and we believe Schoolio is positioned to help this growing market. This market encompasses homeschoolers, neurodiverse students, digital nomads, marginalized communities, basically students that school as it is today is failing. It's not a surprise that homeschooling is on the rise month over month over the last 24 months globally. Since launching for the last school year, 2021-2022, our parents not only believe in our vision for the future, but they're also vocal about the change they want to see. And they're vocal about the choices they want to make. And we're excited to listen to them and bring innovation to students and parents across the world. Hi, my name is Satish Bala, and on the call with me are my two co-founders, Lindsay and Jan. All three of us share a tremendous passion for education and reimagining it in a way that helps students for the future. As parents, Lindsay and I are even more excited at the potential of Schoolio, and we're all in to make a difference, not just for all the students in our system, but also our own kids.
Hi, I'm Lindsay, and as the certified teacher, I can tell you that traditional school has always really only been about the 3 R's, reading, writing, and arithmetic, presented at one pace using standardized testing. The Schoolio model is all about the child and personalization. Our ecosystem will allow parents real insight into not only the academics, but the strengths, passions, and overall well-being of their children. As a parent, education that is truly personalized and interest-based is a dream come true.
Hi, I'm Yan. To drive our product design vision and decisions, we focused on the question, how can every student better understand how they learn? Well, I'd like you to meet Sai, Schoolio's artificial intelligence ecosystem. In action, Sai is every child's personal assistant, cheerleader, tutor, and emotional check-in. Whereas for parents and educators, Sai acts as the interface for real-time child safety, comprehension and engagement analysis, content builder, and much, much more. Under the hood, not only is Schoolio powered by Google technology, but we are also happy to announce that we were accepted by Google Canada's EdTech team as an enterprise portfolio company. Google and Schoolio are collaborating to bring Schoolio's vision into reality. And as a technologist, building the future of education through state-of-the-art technology is the most inspirational and profound impact that we can bring to the world every single day.
Schoolio is made up of three components that create our ecosystem. We have our paper model, we have our digital model, and we have our immersive metaverse world. Our paper model is what launched the company. These are ebooks for Canadian and American customers where you buy and print and ship on demand, and students are using it at home and wherever they can study. We are excited that we were able to raise $250,000 in a pre-seed investment to put into our digital solution. And we're across Canada in 7 provinces with Schoolio. Schoolio Digital is launching for the upcoming school year is all of that amazing content that's in a book format reimagined for online. So 4,000 plus animated audio and video files, interactive activities, grading solutions, and a full year organized kindergarten to grade 8 for math, language, science, and social studies. We are excited to also share that we closed our seed round of $2.6 million in May. And finally, Schoolio World. This is what we imagined when we first thought about reimagining education. The future is about individualized and immersive learning. And we want Schoolio to be the first educational metaverse that brings core education, interest-based, and gamification into an incredible experience for students. So OKRs, my new favorite word. Thank you, Ashley and Google. For this year that's closing, 2021, 2022, we're ending at approximately $400K in total revenue, about 3,500 families that are using our curriculum day to day. And over the last 12 months, we've developed full Canadian and US common core IP for math, language, science, and social studies. For the upcoming school year, we're excited to launch Schoolio.com and launch in the US. We're excited to partner with Paper.co to bring 24/7 tutoring to our families. And we want to end the year off with 20,000 subscribers on our digital platform and 750,000 in book sales for 2022-2023. Our Series A fundraising starts September 2022. And along the way, we're also looking for mentors, advisors, and partners who are interested in this category. So if you are interested in reimagining education, and if you feel that the current model needs a fresh approach,
Join us.
That was a great way to kick us off. Thank you to the Schoolio team. We have a question from the audience. How does Schoolio measure student success?
Yeah, that's a great question. While designing our tech stack, we decided to look at 3 pillar data points: usage, mood, and testing. When it comes to usage, we take a look at every student's heat map throughout the website. How long do they watch a video for? How many comments do they leave? And how long is their note-taking sessions? For mood, we created our own proprietary system of vibe check and random delights that creates touch points for every student to engage and for us to measure their engagement level, their attention, and their emotional status. When it comes to testing, we created SCORM-compliant assessments that tests a student's individual knowledge after every single lesson, aggregates that data, and creates a meaningful report and analysis for the parent and educator.
Up next, we'll be hearing from Cadence based in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Cadence is a digital executor assistant supported by certified executor advisors. Their web app automates and simplifies estate settlement tasks.
Hi, my name is Rachel Drew, and I'm the founder and CEO of Cadence. My story begins after my mom died. This picture was taken of me, my mom, and my sister a couple of years before she passed away. This process, after I went through it, was one of the most difficult experiences I ever encountered. The estate administration was so complicated that my dad wasn't even able to complete it. This is when I stepped in to try to take over and help support him, meeting all of the needs of an executor and understanding what those duties and what those processes entailed. What I came to find was it ended up being one of the worst experiences of my life. There was so many missteps that were made, so many things that I didn't realize I had to do that were missed, benefits missed, and the list goes on. This is something that we will all inevitably face, and most of us are never going to be prepared. This is where Cadence comes in. We are dedicated to making this end-of-life process simpler by easing the estate administration process and supporting families in navigating and understanding the estate administration process. We provide tailored guidance with ongoing task management, autofill documents, and on-demand support. Think of it like the tax software for estate administration. We are going to help you all along the way and make sure that people can settle the estate with ease and ongoing human support. We work with funeral homes, hospice care, law firms, and financial advisors to help people through the end-of-life process. We allow our partners to improve their client experience, build deep and meaningful connections with their families, and we can also allow them to decrease staff workloads, which we know, especially in healthcare and funeral services, this is an extreme challenge that businesses are currently faced with. We are a partner that can support these businesses in serving their families better. To the end user, we can allow them to save time, reduce errors and omissions in their paperwork, and significantly reduce stress. No one is an estate expert until you're there trying to navigate the way, and it's always at a time when we're in grief and least able to cope. What Cadence does is ensures that everything is automated and organized, streamlined and centralized, and guided and supported. We want to be the source of support for families to ensure that they can get through this process as seamlessly as possible. We are dedicated to giving people back time to grieve. My name is Rachel Drew. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Cadence. I'm an experienced entrepreneur and have dedicated myself to understanding the estate administration process so we can support as many families as possible. Rochelle Perron is a registered nurse and has her Master's of Health Informatics. She's exceptional at understanding and navigating these complex processes to make things simple for people. Christian Olzanski has led teams and grown organizations as they scaled up in technology. Christian is a technology expert who is dedicated to understanding and navigating this complex process for families. We would love to get to know you and hope that you wish to learn more. Come visit us at cadencecares.io. Thank you so much for your time.
Wow, amazing. Thank you, Rachel. Can you tell us more about how you support people in different regions when there are so many location-specific estate tasks to complete?
Thank you for the question. That is actually one of the most challenging things in building out this software and something that we're very proud of. We offer region, state, province specific information. So no matter where you are, you can get the support and resources you need based on that region. There's unique situations in each individual location. And so that's really, really important to account for. And we've done that with the platform so that people can have the experience that they need in the region that they're in.
What a real pain point the Cadence team is solving. Thank you, Rachel. Now I'll turn it over to Origami, a Toronto-based spatial computing company that makes it easy to scan a physical environment using the LiDAR on your phone and create a 3D digital twin that rivals outputs from professional scanning equipment.
I'm Eric Peterson, and I am the founder of Origami, and our mission is to digitize physical work. So basically, we want to bring all those benefits that information workers have had to productivity into the physical work world. And I'll tell you a quick story. Recently had our kitchen renovated, and it's a terrible process renovation. We had, the first step for me, I think, was a red flag already. They came in to do measurements, and it was pencil and paper. And this day and age, that seems crazy. So fast forward 1 month, I don't have countertops because of one measurement being wrong. Not a huge surprise because it's a manual process, but huge inconvenience. But also, if you think about it from the contractor's point of view, this is like a lot of money that they're flushing down the toilet, essentially. So they have to either budget it in or this is going to hit their pocketbook. And so that problem scales incredibly as well, because this is not just happening in kitchens. This is happening on like every scale of construction. to the tune of $31 billion in the US alone every single year. And that's a lot of money to flush down the toilet because of rework. And it's a stupid problem to have when we have phones that can capture this information. So they just added a LiDAR sensor to iPhones and iPads. So that essentially means that you can capture real information about the measurements in your environment. But the real problem now is that scanning while you're moving can cause errors. And so what we've done is we built a software that structures the scanning process so it removes all the biggest errors and makes it really easy. So you have that app, makes it really easy to scan, and then it uploads the data to the cloud. All the processing for the data, the cleanup, the alignment happens automatically, and then you are delivered a very familiar format for the physical work world with floor plans, orthographic views, images, all things that everyone's already used to, which makes it a zero learning curve, kind of all-in-one solution for the physical work. Takes a 2-hour process for that kitchen down to a 4-minute scan, which is an incredible delta. And that's the first stage. So that's about digitization. From there, we can start to treat your work site like a computer. You can do simple word search of the environment to find objects, and you can start to automate things. So you can apply deep learning to track progress, to get the material composition of the space, and to flag safety issues. So that saves a ton of time and keeps people off the site, making it safer for everybody, but also less expensive. We've done a ground-up analysis, and essentially, this is a $25 billion global market. So that's the TAM for yearly spend that we expect in this market. And it makes sense because McKinsey has already done analysis in this space, and they say there's trillions of dollars floating around that could be extracted if somebody can bring the benefit to this market that we're talking about through digital twins. Our interaction with the market to date has been constant. We've been having hundreds of conversations throughout development and testing with people in LiDAR and construction, and we've been able to get access to C-suite level meetings with cold outreach, and that turned into paid testing, where they paid us to do testing on these products. That momentum led us to results like this. Adam Sisler basically saying that we've been able to figure out how to deliver precision reality capture where these other platforms they've been testing have not. We're going to take that momentum, go directly to these types of companies with US direct sales. We're building a team in Texas to do this. Then we're going to spread further through Procore and PlanGrid. They're currently kind of the project management leaders in the space. And then from there, we're going to have referrals kind of boost to the people who aren't using those platforms. Our investment to date, so we've raised 1.2 million on a convertible note. We've had strong founder support from people like Scott Bannister and Lisa Shields, who both had big exits. Physical industry, sort of Chris Hadfield, Scott Connery, both saw early on the potential of this product. So we're going to raise a seed now, and we're going to target 1 million ARR in that first year of operations. The goal here is to build a team that can meet demand, so that's an ops team, and then build a sales team that's going to be able to drive that growth, and of course, boost our launch. So the team makeup, myself, I'm a technical founder. We've got Pearson Brock, who's building our team in Texas. Alana O'Neill, strong content and communication skills. This whole presentation you can give her credit for. And Ishwan has been core to us being able to develop a strong, robust engineering team. Allison Phillips has been our design consultant from the beginning, making sure that we're bringing in that Apple energy so that everything is beautiful and easy to use. And that's us. We're Origami. We're going to digitize, organize, and automate physical work.
Thank you, Eric. As Origami continues to grow, do you see applications outside of construction?
I mean, the answer is definitely yes. So we've had tons of people, on a wait list asking to use the product for multiple different use cases. It just so happens that construction is the place that has kind of the white hot need for this right now. But in reality, like anyone would like to have the ability to capture environments that they care about and be able to derive insights about them through machine learning. And that's really the base of what we're providing.
All right, I'll turn it over to Vivine from Faith. Faith continuous authentication transparently and passively authenticates users and detects fraudsters in real time without impacting the user experience.
Today, I'm going to talk about multi-factor authentication, or MFA, if you prefer. So for those who are not familiar with multi-factor authentication, well, what is it? Well, MFA is like a PIN code that you receive by SMS that adds an extra layer of security over your password. It can also be a fingerprint as well as face recognition. The problem is that everyone hates multi-factor authentication because of its complexity to set it up, as well as danger of complication. Based on Microsoft studies, only 11% of people adopt MFA, and in 99.9% of compromised accounts, MFA was not enabled. According to a Verizon study, 65% of people use the same password across multiple, if not all, devices. All of this is responsible for 81% of data breaches, which cost the global economy annually $6 trillion. Hi, my name is Vivine Salmon. I was president of the Canadian Bar Association. I worked for over 8 years as a privacy and compliance officer at the Bank of America. Trust me, I know how complex it is to enforce compliance with good policies and procedures. Now I'm co-founder and chief legal officer at Faith. At Faith, we've created this solution. It's a cybersecurity technology that allows organizations to embed a transparent, passive, and continuous authentication behind the scene, 100% compliant with e-privacy regulations such as GDPR, CCPA Bill 64. It continuously authenticates the user during their entire session without using sensitive information. The way this works is by analyzing the way people use their mouse, keyboard, and touchscreen. We collect over 1,000 data points, such as mouse speed, click speed, the curve of your mouse, and typing cadence. Then our AI uses this information to create a distinctive behavioral biometric profile that continuously authenticates the user during their entire session while maintaining their privacy. So for the employee who goes for coffee and never logs out of their computer, to the C-suite working from home who write their password on a Post-it and leave it on their screen, if anyone, anywhere, tries to use their device or credentials, Faith will detect it and prevent it. And we can embed our technology into a web app, mobile app, as well as a workstation. The market opportunity is $2 billion in 2021 globally, with huge annual growth of 23%. The immediately addressable market in the fintech and cybersecurity verticals is $1 billion in North America alone. We've already had amazing partnerships and collaborations, and we've secured our financing for the next few months. We've completed pilots and demos in the cybersecurity vertical, and now we're making an industry validation with the fintech vertical, which will bring us to our seed round in Silicon Valley in September 2022. We have an extremely talented team of over 35 people. Our CEO and co-founder of our company, Jonathan Gagné, is a technology evangelist who began his career at 12 years old on the black hat side and has now accumulated over 30 years of experience in cybersecurity technology solutions. Our CIO and virtual CISO have over 40 years of experience in the national defense and the cybersecurity department. We've already partnered with IBM, Microsoft, Amazon, NVIDIA, Okta, and Duo. We won the Canadian National Cybersecurity Competition by Desjardins a few months ago and the Canadian FinTech Summit in Toronto. We've been accepted by the Canadian Google Accelerator, which has been amazing in the next journey of our company. And also now we've been part of the Canadian Technology Accelerator in Silicon Valley. We're looking for your help with warm introductions to banks for pilots and proof of concepts. We'd like to also network and socialize the opportunity of our fundraising round coming in September 2022 with the close of October 2022. And we'd like to build strong relationships. And if you, like us, are interested in fighting cybercrime, feel free to reach out to us. We'd love to have a deeper conversation with you. Thank you.
Thanks for that presentation. The audience is asking if face authentication product is invasive from a privacy perspective.
Faith is the least invasive biometry available out there. It cannot be used to track and identify the user, unlike some of our competitors' technologies.
Thank you. Next up, it's my pleasure to introduce Buxy. Based in Montreal, Buxy is an appointment scheduling software designed for retailers. Their mission is to make commerce more human and help retailers offer a personalized experience to every customer.
Hi, I'm Daniel Laplante, CEO and co-founder of Buxy, and we make commerce more human. E-commerce lacks human interaction, as consumer prefers human over digital experiences, and 85% would be willing to pay more for a better shopping experience. Having questions with no one to ask to, being bounced around, or kept on hold, waiting in line, bad customer experience is a $1.6 trillion problem in US alone. We schedule interactions, providing a frictionless customer journey every step of the life cycle. So you can imagine awareness as a video conference with an expert to discover new products, or a conversion with a stylist appointment for fashion products, or retention with a rendezvous for after-sale services. All of these examples are very good customer journeys. Because an appointment is an happy brand advocate and a loyal repeat buyer. This is what every brand's work for. As a matter of fact, Sephora uses Buxy to offer beauty coaching appointment leading to customer acquisition. And Decathlon offers sports event reservation, creating awareness, while Hermes offers personal shopper appointment with a great conversion. In fact, 25% of bookings are made by new clients, 90% by product, and each booking generates a much higher basket size, all increasing the customer lifetime value. We offer a complete booking scheduling solution that can be adapted to multiple booking use cases with rapid adoption and deployment in thousands of store locations. Something easy to use, scalable, made for enterprise, and that integrates with their ecosystem. Buxy stands out from the competition with higher user adoption, rapid deployment, ease of use, global availability, and by supporting more use cases. We help businesses connect with their customers as a B2C solution, while Calendly is more a scheduling for business meeting in the B2B space. With 150 million data points captured every month, we aim to provide our customers insight to improve their customers' experience and reduce friction throughout the customer journey. We are in 5,000 store locations with 35,000 users with 0% churn. We signed group contracts with LVMH and L'Oréal, representing over 7,000 additional stores to deploy in the near future. So we're just getting started. With 150% net revenue retention and 100% year-on-year growth while being a bootstrap company, we're doing good. Buxy is available in 18 languages and over 80 countries, used by brands around the world and in various market segments. We address the consultative selling market, so basically any retail business where the customer will seek advice from a sales associate. These are the top categories we have the most customers in. However, we do also have a lot of service businesses such as spa, pet shop, bike shop, and other categories. We have a SaaS subscription model per user with a base license fee. We also mostly sell yearly licenses, and our pricing increases with add-ons and modules. Many of us have worked together in the past in previous startups. I started my first software business at the age of 16 and founded DDI Software in 1998. We worked together for years there. And then in 2008, we exit with when we were 200 employees, at 103 airline customers and 95% worldwide market share. We then decided to address the appointment scheduling problem in 2013, where we brought complementary skills together and built an amazing team. So we're bootstrapped. We focus on enterprise. We are used over 5,000 stores by 35,000 users, and we have 0% churn. We are a team of 33 with offices in Montreal and Paris, and we're ready to scale. Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel. One question for you. It's clear that appointment scheduling for retail became very important during the pandemic. How do you see that going forward post-COVID?
Well, as customer experience is more important than ever for both service industry and the retail industry, I think COVID is just accelerated the customer and the store adoption. And today we have more than 70% of customer booking on appointment online. So it's a behavior that they develop and it's not going to change because the demand is there, as well as the fact that we provide a huge ROI to our customers. So I don't see them going back. It adds a tremendous value to the business they're doing, to the customer experience as well. And customers today are expecting this kind of experience as well.
Okay, last up before our intermission, we will hear from Ted, co-founder of Smart One Solutions. They create smart communities by connecting the smart homes in multifamily residential developments over a common network to transform community living. Take it away.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ted Malucci, and I'm the president and co-founder of Smart One Solutions. Smart One has created a completely new product class in the market, something we call the smart community. Right now, there's an all-out smart home war. All these companies that you see on the slide are all competing to be the ones that own the home. Smart One, in a couple of years, has managed to secure more than 40,000 homes. But what's more important, it's all the homes in a building, and they're secured for 7-year contract terms. We've been able to do what all these companies have been trying to do, and we were able to do it because we took a different approach. Here's what we did. We partnered with large telecommunication companies, and there was a good reason for it. The large telcos are losing all kinds of revenue. No one's buying landlines anymore. Television subscriptions are dropping because of things like Netflix and other over-the-top offerings. The only thing they got left is internet. And now even that's under attack, especially when it comes to buildings and multifamily residential buildings. What Smart One does is we offer technology to the large telecommunication company that allows them to differentiate internet and create a smart community solution. And the reason that they do that is it differentiates plain internet into this new product class. And when they do that, they're able to increase market share, and it also opens the line for new service revenues. What we do is we take smart homes, we connect them together over a common network in a building. So every resident in a home gets one of these smart panels. They have a full smart home experience with a digital door lock, smart thermostat, lighting and blind control, leak detection, smoke detection, all the things you'd expect in a smart home. But now, because they're connected to the common backbone and infrastructure of the building, they get a smart community experience, which means they can see cameras around the bottom of the building. They get community-based messaging, ticketing, amenity booking, integrated parcel delivery, smart parking that includes automated license plate reading, car shares. When we put our technology into a building, we completely transform what it's like to live in this building and what it means to operate it. And the best part, we've proven that this model works. Bell Canada exclusively sells our solution in Eastern Canada. We've been working with them for just about 2 years, and we're now contracted in more than 160 buildings and over 40,000 homes. We're also in the process of being contracted with other large telecom providers to secure other regions of the country. And here's our market potential. The current addressable market where Smart One operates is 66,000 units or homes. Last year, we sold 22,000 homes, representing 1/3 of the market. So 1 in 3 homes that were sold in the multifamily space included Smart One technology. If we can take that same success rate and apply it to all of North America, it would represent more than 200,000 new homes every year. And that's just the new home market. The retrofit market is way bigger. It's absolutely huge market opportunity for us. And here's how we make money. We install this solution into buildings. So we're getting paid for engineering services, the installation of hardware, the commissioning and deployment of the solution. And then once a building operates, we start to get recurring revenue for licensing and ongoing support. Finally, we also make money from incrementals from revenue shares, such as car share, integrated retail, smart EV charging. And here's our management team. And as you can see, we got the breadth of experience in the areas that matter for us, with backgrounds in construction, telecommunication, and software development. Smart One is currently up to 45 employees, and we're adding 1 to 2 people per month. One thing we're very proud of, Smart One is operating on a cash positive basis. I'll say it again, we're operating on a cash positive basis. And the reason that that's significant is we've never raised money. The company was founded on a small equity investment. We've never done a Series A, and we've managed to create a viable, growing, and operating business. So why are we here? Well, we want to take this model that's been successful in Canada and expand it globally. Our hardware partner that manufactures for us can already distribute globally. So we're looking for a partner that has the right relationships that can help us grow, and between $10 and $20 million of equity that can be used to build the team and expand further into new markets. Well, thank you everyone for taking the time to learn about Smart One. We'll hope you consider joining us as we continue to deliver smart buildings across the world.
Thank you, Ted. A follow-up question for you. Can you tell us more about why Smart One chose telecom partnerships as their go-to-market strategy?
There's a really good reason why we chose to partner with telecom companies as a go-to-market strategy. The first is that they're in pain. They are losing revenue from all these different services. They're trying to compete on internet, but anybody can do internet to some level, that you need to differentiate that offering. So first of all, it made a lot of sense to give them something new that could change what they're doing. Unless the telecoms change, they're going to continue to lose market share. The other side of that is they need to do more than just offer internet. They need to start to offer these other services. And I think that's what the real key point in all of this is. Now, the other good reasons for picking a telecom, the hard part is these are massive companies. So obviously it takes a long time to be able to contract with them. But the thing is, once you do contract with them, suddenly their account executive team becomes your account executive team. And you can very quickly cover very large regions by aligning with them. Now, the last part of that is that if you think about it, in new construction, every building needs telecommunication services. So now not only do we have huge account executive teams spreading over regions, we're also speaking to every single new development that's happening.
Well, everyone, I hope you're all as inspired as I am by the tremendous work we've seen so far. A sincere thank you and congratulations to the 6 teams who have presented already. During our 5-minute intermission, we'll take a look back at the journey that our founders and startup teams have been on throughout the program. So sit back, enjoy, and don't go anywhere. After the intermission, we will hear from the remaining 5 startup teams. Welcome, everyone. We are so thrilled to be here together on day 1 of the Google Cloud Accelerator Canada. This is one of our favorite days because after reading applications and spending a few weeks getting to know everyone over email, we finally get to put faces to names. So a tremendous thank you for joining us, and we cannot wait to see what we accomplish together over the next 10 weeks.
Our company is, in a way, offering an alternative to multi-factor authentication.
Schoolio is building a metaverse where core curriculum and an interest-based curriculum could be put together in a beautiful choose-your-own-adventure model for kids.
What we're working on at Adoris is to make it possible for all written content to be instantly synthesized into podcast-like audio.
20 years ago, I saw the concept of a smart and connected building, which was putting a network in the middle of the building to transform what it was like to live and to operate that community.
What we do is basically we build this AI that allows pharmaceuticals and governments to know whether a vaccine would work against a variant of a virus.
We're focused on workflow optimization and automation, improving patient outcomes and increasing revenue for pharmacies and businesses.
We are a technology that helps support people deal with the various estate matters after the death of a loved one.
Buxy is about offering customers an experience or retail experience by appointment
it's all about the data. So we are working with spatial information, like 3D data. And at the moment we are launching a web service connected, which allows you to walk into any environment, take out your phone, and even if you're somebody who's never done it before, scan it in a very comprehensive way so you have a full record of the space.
We deliver groceries in 50 minutes, disrupting the industry. Probably some of you can get your groceries delivered during this call.
We help urban and rural communities extend the life of their public infrastructure.
The program kicked off with a focus on OKRs, developing bespoke objectives and key results for each startup. We then dove into all things technology, cloud infrastructure, and machine learning.
I think you're on the right path in terms of saying there's multiple ways that each student can go, and we can pick which part of the curriculum to show. And that's great, and that's like current state of the art. But I think the future state of the art will have as the option interacting in an open-ended way with these large language models.
I would argue specifically startups have an incredible opportunity to proactively apply and integrate responsible innovation as part of your foundation to success.
Followed by product road mapping and user-centric design.
What is a journey map? It's a visual tool, right? It helps a product team visualize and understand what are some of the actions that the users take in trying to accomplish a goal. The only thing that you're doing is you're trying to apply a framework and putting it on a timeline.
The next stop was Growth Week.
I like to understand the 4 key core areas to a business's growth. And number one is the industry or the category you're in and how that's growing. How does seasonality affect it? What's the competitive landscape like there? And what are the general trends? And how do you lie in that category in terms of the different brands available?
And we concluded with a deep dive into people and leadership.
Oftentimes in this world, we see competence as kind of the unspoken currency in decision making, and particularly in team dynamics, sometimes the most competent voice tends to be the one that sounds like the most knowledgeable and the most competent. And so how can you make spaces for strong opinions held that are weakly held versus the weak opinions that are strongly held within your meetings?
OMG, the biggest company that does an incredible job of organizing the world's information has opted to support the little startup Schoolio in our dream to reimagine education.
It's truly delivered for Canadian startups such as ourselves. Meaningful mentorship, impactful workshops that help our business scale, strong leadership, and also we've gained new contacts both here in Canada and in the US. There have been many, many highlights and knowledge learned to help us with our technical and business needs. It's been so great to have access to a multidisciplinary team and of course, Google thinking outside the box.
Last but not least, it's time to celebrate with a demo day and graduation.
Congratulations to all of you in our second Google Cloud Accelerator Canada cohort. I am so proud of all the work that you've accomplished, and I can't wait to see what you get up to next.
Hi everyone, happy demo day. We are so thrilled with all of the progress you've made over the last 10 weeks, and we cannot wait to see where you're headed next.
Congratulations.
All right, welcome back, everyone. It's certainly been a busy 10 weeks for these teams. Up next, I have the pleasure of introducing PharmaGuide. Founded by pharmacists, PharmaGuide specializes in equipping healthcare providers with solutions to increase efficiency and improve patient outcomes. So, over to you, Waleed.
You know when you walk into a pharmacy, you have your prescription in your hand and you're not feeling well. So you walk up to the counter and you hand it to them. And it looks like it's only one medication, but you end up having to wait 45 minutes to get it. So you're walking back and forth across the counter and you're huffing and puffing. Well, your pharmacist feels that too. They can feel your agitation and your frustration, and they're going as fast as they can for you, but while dealing with 400 other prescriptions, phone calls, having to make sure that there's no interactions between medications, and then documenting it all, there's an entire process going on behind the counter that patients do not see. As pharmacists ourselves, we realize that in a $1 trillion industry that's underserved, even the simplest of automations can have huge impacts. Just by automating some aspects of documentation, we can save pharmacists huge amounts of time, and how much safer could they do things if that time was used for something else? We have built solutions that can assist pharmacists and help them save time, make more money, and keep people safer. And this is just the beginning. Do you want to learn more? Hi, everyone. My name is Walid Moaswis, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of PharmaGuide. I'm also a pharmacist myself and the owner of 3 pharmacies here in Toronto, Ontario. And one of the biggest reasons that we formed PharmaGuide was because there was a lot of problems that we tried to solve by connecting with existing companies that we could not. Problems such as a lack of digital strategy. We felt that there was many solutions for very specific problems, but no solution existed that helped you as a business and as a pharmacy create a digital strategy from start to end. We also saw that there was a lot of wasted potential in the data that pharmacies had access to. Pharmacies had access to excellent, structured, and time-based data that was not getting used in order to help pharmacies do better. We also know that there was a lack of practice tools. In today's age, the pharmacy industry is switching to a fee-for-service, where pharmacists conduct pharmaceutical services and they get reimbursed for these services. By providing the proper tools for them in order to conduct these services, not only are we allowing them to offer a better service to their patients, but we're also allowing them to conduct more of those services, thereby increasing your pharmacy's revenue. And that's exactly what Fox has accomplished. Fox enables you to have a digital strategy by unlocking your pharmacy when it comes to communicating with patients virtually. It also gives you a platform that allows you to document and actually automate your workflows. And finally, it allows you to leverage our analytics platform in order to actually do things like improve your ordering systems and audit prescriptions live in order to protect your revenue and your pharmacy. Our target market is huge. It includes pharmacists and pharmacies, ranging from independent pharmacies all the way to pharmacy chains. We're talking about over 90,000 pharmacies in North America alone. It also includes pharmaceutical manufacturers. Drug companies are able to sponsor customized Fox Cloud modules for very specific patient initiatives. For example, we've already accomplished this by having recurring contracts with both AstraZeneca and Sanofi, which accounted for over $500,000 in 2021 alone, a number that will sure grow in 2022. Our pharmacy user group has also shown very good growth and traction. We started Q4 2020 with under 30 users, and now we've grown to almost 500 by Q1 2022. Also, and this is my favorite, we've shown return on investment for pharmacies that use our software. Pharmacies that use our software, we're billing about $250 a month of pharmaceutical services. And now, while they have Fox, that grows to over $3,500 per month. Into the future, we want to continue to leverage machine learning and AI models. We want to leverage collaborations that we have with National Research Council and Google in order to better utilize this data. We want to integrate with eHealth Canada and Connecting Ontario. And we want to bring on patients and doctors as users of our platform so that we can better help everyone. We're looking for strategic investors and partners that will help us by connecting us to other healthcare initiatives and other healthcare entities. And we are also looking for funding that will help us hire more, expand our team, get us a better sales team and more developers, and that way we're able to grow faster and sooner. Thank you very much for taking the time to listen to our presentation.
Amazing work, Walid. Can you tell us a bit more about your user retention strategy?
Oh, thank you for the question. And user retention is incredibly important. As a matter of fact, we're actually very proud of having zero churn since the launch of Fox Cloud. We believe that by creating unique and innovative modules, that our users will continue coming back for more. As a matter of fact, one of the largest lead generation factors for us is word of mouth and our referral program. And so that's something we're really proud of. And I think it's because we listen to our users as they request features or they tell us of anything that they can think of a better idea to do it. We have a very short turnaround time. And so we care about our users. We're always listening to them. And we want to always keep them happy because, it's essentially serving our pharmacies as well. The other thing is that we've become what pharmacies rely on for their documentation and their safe storage for that. And so not only are you able to create your documentation within our platform, but you also store it there. And so by continuing your subscription, you have a very safe place so that anytime you want to retrieve a record or look at something up, it's there for you as an extension of your pharmacy's database that you can access from anywhere at any time.
Thank you. Next, I'll pass it over to Adoris team. Based in Vancouver, Adoris is an end-to-end audio creation platform used by digital publications to convert their written work into great sounding audio instantly. Take it away.
Hi, everyone. I'm Logan Underwood, and I am the CEO of Adoris. We're an end-to-end audio creation and distribution platform. Simply put, written content is losing out to audio. You have people increasingly spending a lot more time listening than they do reading. Edison Research and NPR have found in the US alone, people spend on average 16 minutes a day reading compared to 72 minutes a day listening to spoken word content. So that includes podcasts, narrations, audiobooks, and the like. And the issue is that today, the vast majority of content published on the web remains in written format. At Adoris, we've spoken with publications and we've found that they both recognize this and are desperate to try and transform their written content into audio. But today, the solutions just aren't there. For them, human narration remains prohibitively expensive. Podcasts are time-consuming, taking anywhere between 5 to 6 hours per episode to create. And text-to-speech has remained just largely ineffective in terms of driving meaningful engagement. For listeners, they're not facing any better of an experience. Trying to find audio versions of their favorite publications and listen to more content, they're faced with either publications having limited podcasts or addressing limited topics. And for those who have resorted to screen readers and browser extensions, they're faced with poor audio quality or limited functionality in terms of having access to audio versions of that listened content. At Adoris, what we've been focused on is making that audio creation as easy as possible for the publications. Today, our solution is built atop synthetic speech and our backend technology that allows for a publication to, in a one-time setup, specify any number of customizations for how they want narrations of their written content to be created. So in setting, music scoring, multiple narrators and such, they can synchronize their publication so that anytime an article is published, it's instantly turned into audio and published right there on page as an audio player, or distributed to podcast services and the like for maximizing listening. We've been able to drive a really strong foundation with 150 publications coming on board, everyone from Stanford and The Conversation to Zine. We've also been building out partnerships to accelerate the onboarding of publications and even partnering with folks like Sembra Media that have over 1,000 publications all throughout Latin America. What we've heard time and time again is individuals are coming and asking, how can they listen to other publications and all the other content that they love to consume on a daily basis? And so in the last short while, what we've done is we've launched a private beta that allows them to do just that. Individuals can now copy and paste a URL of any publication or any article and turn that article into audio for listening. And what we've seen is this is driving both higher engagement and a lot more time spent with the media, as well as just bringing a general level of accessibility to far more individuals. Both sides, the B2B and B2C, are built atop a tech stack that allows for us to ingest written content, develop a contextual understanding of what is being said, and use that insight to create a synthetically generated narration layering in both text-to-speech, speech synthesis markup language, but then any number of post-production layers in order to maximize that quality. Because we have that engagement data from the end listener, that provides an essential feedback loop for us to increasingly and continually improve the audio quality of our product. What we found is individuals listening to publications and individual articles on our private beta has begun to validate for publications that people are really looking to listen to their content, and shortened our sales cycle by 75% for bringing publications onto the platform. We're starting with digital news publications and increasingly are bringing on folks like Substacks and other self-publications, but these are really the stepping stones by which we're looking to bring the web in audio. Any text piece across the web should be seamlessly available in rich and tailor-made audio, and we're building out the infrastructure to do just that. The founding team, we have both past experience in publishing and bring some great advisors, such as those like Chris and Peter, who have worked at places like and led design at Spotify, as well as won Emmys for their production work. So today, we're asking you to come join us to build out the web in audio. The journey starts here, and we're excited for you to join us. Thanks.
Thank you, Logan. How is Adoris building differentiation from other synthetic speech providers?
Absolutely. No, that's a great question. So there's really two parts to it. The first is we both address the audio creation, but also the distribution, which allows for us to have this essential feedback loop. Because when we create the audio and then are distributing it to individuals, we understand exactly how they're engaging. And that allows us to have this really crucial feedback loop to better, create an improved audio every single time. And the second part is in the audio creation process itself. Yes, we are building a top synthetic speech, but we're doing so much more than that. When text comes in, we're analyzing it so that we can add in like post-production and all of those other elements that create a much more listenable experience. So those are the two main ways. But yeah, great question.
And now a warm welcome to Shadari, a Quebec-based precision medicine company that has developed an AI that can tell instantly whether a vaccine will be efficient against a new variant of virus.
Hi, my name is Abbas. I'm the CEO of Shadari, and I'm here to present to you DeepBio, our solution to assess whether a vaccine will work against a new variant of a virus. As you know, viruses mutate. That mutation can happen in two ways, either through a drift, which is basically a change in the genetic sequence, the fingerprint of the virus, or through a shift. A shift is when a virus absorbs genetic material out from another pathogen, recombines it with its own, and gives birth to a new virus. Usually shifts give birth to more virulent and more dangerous viruses. So the question currently is the way the labs like the CDC or public health agency operate is they will assess whether vaccines that are known to work against a family of a virus, say influenza, are still efficient against this new variant. To do that, they will take the virus to a lab and put it in presence of antibodies that were generated either through vaccination or infection. So the two lines here, B and C, show two cases. The first line is actually the influenza virus put in the presence of red blood cells. And if it's pathogenic, then it will create an agglutination of those red blood cells. But on the C line, you could see that the same virus and the same red blood cells, when put in the presence of antibodies, those antibodies actually block the virus, and then agglutination does not happen. In that case, the antibody is actually efficient. That process, although simple, can take for some virus up to 8 weeks to give an answer. So the question that we asked ourselves is, since we know the fingerprint of the virus, its genetic sequence, is there a way to use artificial intelligence and to predict whether previous vaccines or antibodies will be effective against it? The answer came for us in the form of DeepBio. As you can see on the picture here is a screenshot from DeepBio's interface. And What DeepBio does is once it is provided with the genetic sequence of the virus, it will actually compare it to previous vaccines. And you can compare up to 100 viruses at a time and get an answer in terms of match or no match between a virus and a vaccine. So instead of waiting 8 weeks for a single virus, suddenly you can actually do this for 100 viruses at a time. And moreover, we go actually one step further and we cluster those viruses into families of previous known viruses from the same type of virus. So if you have an influenza and you have previous influenza viruses, we can cluster them. And we cluster them in terms of antigenicity, meaning in terms of difference of effectiveness of vaccines. So what DeepBio does, it allows you to visually see if a new virus is an emerging virus in the sense that it does not belong to a family, or if it belongs to a family, instantaneously see amongst all the vaccines that were developed previously, which is the one that would be most likely the closest one. And our accuracy is as efficient as the lab, but the delta that we provide is the answers in terms of minutes instead of weeks. Currently, our portfolio of solution includes predictive modules for the influenza virus, for the foot and mouth disease virus, which is an animal virus, and a disease X on which we are working on. Our target customers include governments, pharmaceutical companies, and not-for-profits. One of our most prominent customers is the Canadian federal government that is using our technology as to protect against the foot and mouth disease, which is one of the most virulent viruses that exists on the planet. In the future, because at the end, vaccines actually generate antibodies that actually stop viruses, we are a digital assessment tool indirectly for the assessment of the effectiveness of antibodies. Antibodies are predicted to be the next line of therapeutics that are being developed by pharmaceutical companies. Instead of hijacking the immune system through molecules developed through plants, more and more, we are trying to work with the immune system and help it heal itself. A case in point is Keytruda, which is an antibody drug that is used against cancer. That is so efficient that it represents today 33% of the total revenue of the pharma American co. But just as vaccines, antibodies have efficiency issues. They only work for 60 to 70% of patients. So knowing prior to administration for whom those antibody drugs would work would actually help improve their usage. That is why we believe that our technology is the operating system of the therapies of the future. If we want to work with antibody drugs, we will actually allow pharmaceuticals and doctors within hospitals to be able to predict prior to administration whether that patient is a fit for that drug or not. We are seeking partners with whom we can actually work either on new vaccines and virus pairs that we can predict efficiency for, or antibody drugs for which we can also predict efficiency for. In the summer of 2022, we are also looking to raise funds. And I invite you to reach out to me on those information to know more. Thank you. Have a good day.
A question from the audience. Who else is in this space and what separates you from the competition?
Thank you. This is actually a very pertinent question. To our knowledge, there is not a competitor with a market-ready software like us that does what we do. However, we know that there is a British startup that in January 25th, 2022, published a paper where they were able to allegedly able to predict whether a virus could be of concern or not. That has actually prompted the German pharmaceutical company BioNTech to invest in them with a consortium of more than $100 million. However, contrary to us, they actually need the viral protein structure model to be able to predict that affinity between viruses and cell receptors. And that actually takes time. Because in our case, because we are using the fingerprint of the virus, which is the genetic sequence, we can translate our technology to any virus as long as we have their fingerprint. And that process is way faster and way more flexible. And that is why we are actually way more innovative than them. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now I'll be handing it off to Eugene from Tiggy. Headquartered in Vancouver, Tiggy is a 15-minute grocery delivery service on a mission to ever change the way we buy everyday essentials.
Hey, my name is Eugene. I'm a founder of Tiggy, as a leading on-demand grocery delivery in Canada. We are building a vertically integrated retail company by combining a virtual storefront, our own micro-fulfillment centers, and a last-mile delivery fleet. The model is also known as quick commerce, that is focused on solving the disbalance between time and service quality that the legacy e-grocery providers have. Loblaws, accurate but slow delivery. Instacart, fast delivery but with low fulfillment rate. The demand for this model was proven by the investments inflow. In 2021 alone, the on-demand companies attracted more capital than the whole e-grocery prior to COVID. With all this money raised, the majority of on-demand delivery companies focused on scaling as fast as possible without prioritizing the unit economics. This rapid scaling had negative impact on the profitability of many on-demand companies. We at Tiggy truly believe that this business model works, but we intentionally choose a different business strategy with a focus on unit economics since day one. We built a strong product metrics with a focus on fresh produce and selected local brands. It's the opposite to convenience store approach. And focused on making our last mile deliveries efficient, we optimize courier shifts using ML algorithms to achieve at least 3 delivered orders per hour per courier. This allowed us to reach a positive contribution margin in only 8 months since launch. The result that took GoPuff 7 years. The biggest challenge was to keep on growing while building the unit economics. Tiggy reached $8.3 million GMV run rate with 100,000 orders placed by 25,000 customers, and the retention rate we achieved is incredible, 50% on 30-day basis and up to 65% on 90-day basis. The opportunity for this model in Canada is significant. The current market is nearly $8 billion. Our AOV of 36 Canadian dollars multiplied by order frequency of 3 orders per month multiplied by 6 million of Canadians who already use food delivery apps. Surely, the team is the key of our success. Before Tiggy, I spent 6 years building a PropTech startup that last year reached $100 million GMV. We hunted the operations team with unique expertise that previously oversaw more than 100 micro-fulfillment centers in Europe. Our product and data team previously built a dark kitchen IT infrastructure that was stress tested on 400,000 orders. Let me summarize. Tiggy is #1 on-demand grocery delivery. We reached a positive contribution margin in 8 months since launch, which is incredible for the industry. The market is already significant and is supposed to reach $20 billion in the next 4 years. We are about to close our bridge round prior to Series A. We've previously raised $10 million from these amazing VCs you probably know, like Global Founders Capital, Innove, and Garage Capital. To participate in bridge round, reach out to me using email eugene@gotiggy.com. Thanks so much for your attention.
Thank you, Eugene. Quick commerce startups often struggle to reach profitability. Can you tell us more about your plans on getting there?
Thank you. Great question and a very timely one. As I mentioned during my pitch, it goes down to the strategy. Initially, we were focused on building the unit economics since day one and made the mindful decision to start scaling only when we reach positive contribution margin and when we are sure that the business model can be profitably scaled. Secondly, we are focused on the Canadian market. While companies like Gorillas, Fling, Getir tried to enter 10, 15 different markets at the same time, which was a good selling point back then, but in reality, markets are too different and synergies are very difficult to capture. We believe this focus enables us to build a robust supply chain, achieve healthy margins, scale up with turnkey operations, and provide constantly great customer experience. And as a result, we achieved positive contribution margin in 8 months since launch, which is incredible for the industry.
All right, well, I'm sad to say we've reached our final presenter for the day. Please give a warm welcome to Emil from Iris. Iris is a smart cities technology infrastructure company that helps urban and rural communities extend the life of their public infrastructure.
Hello, and thank you for joining us today. My name is Emil, and I'm the CEO and co-founder at Iris. Iris is a smart cities infrastructure technology company. We help urban and rural communities extend the life of their public infrastructure. In our early days as a startup, we focused on the billion-dollar pavement, right-of-way, and asset management data collection market. Now, as a scale-up, we're now going after the rapidly maturing trillion-dollar smart cities market. Some of our recent deployments are with Disney Skyliner gondolas, as well as private infrastructure concessions in the US, Brazil, Japan, and others. What's very important to remember is this. We provide an end-to-end data collection and remote monitoring solution to infrastructure owners and infrastructure operators globally. And we're doing it by giving them the data that they need to prioritize infrastructure spending and investments intelligently, objectively, and sustainably. This is a challenge in front of us today, everybody. Throughout the globe and across industries, infrastructure data is collected manually. Here in Ontario, municipalities are spending millions of taxpayer dollars to drive around and manually catalog potholes, cracks, and other road defects, and they do this daily with clipboards. Globally, municipalities are spending billions to pay for road assessment surveys using these big trucks you see in the screen. This method is cost prohibitive and only done every 2 to 5 years. What's unique about the technology is that it has applications across a number of different industries, which are all lacking in affordable, easily accessible, and scalable data collection and reporting. Here's the solution. It's a simple yet very powerful system composed of Iris Go, an AI-enabled data collector, and Iris City, an AI-enabled data visualization tool, where our clients can see their data through a single pane of glass. These solutions are supported by our 2 patents you see on the screen, the pavement assessment patent, which miniaturizes the big pavement assessment trucks you saw earlier into an affordable, scalable, small form factor device, moving our clients away from those big trucks and static road assessment programs into a more on-demand, year-by-year objective data-driven system. We also have a redaction patent, which enables us to take any video or image from any video source and blur out faces and license plates while enabling video analytics, such as city cameras, transportation cameras that we may already have in our streets. Here's the device installed on the windshield on the right. Takes only 10 minutes to install. Very easy, true plug-and-play system. Here's one of our deployments in the Viva Rapid Way Corridor, York Region Transit, owned by Metrolinx, where we're continuously feeding real-time data into operational and capital planning downstream processes. The Iris Go device is installed on city vehicles that drive our roads every day. Buses, garbage trucks. We started with only detecting potholes, but have evolved since then. Iris Go solution is placed within a municipality's existing vehicle fleet, where it uses AI to automatically detect objects of interest, including its attributes, including type, material, size, quantity, and other measurements that feed into reporting and analytics dashboards. This automated solution produces significantly better results at a substantially lower cost than current standard processes used by cities and municipalities today. Our privacy patent protects private information of residents. As you can see, cars and faces are being redacted, while cracks, potholes, graffiti, and other road hazards are being identified, along with roughness index data, pavement condition calculations. We're collecting right-of-way data such as trees, hydrants, and signs all in one pass, 50% cheaper and 100% faster than existing solutions today. A true game changer in the industry, as we're seeing. These are our 3 product suites, fully commercialized, all 50% cheaper than current solutions that are being used today. Here's a testimonial by one of our clients, Cyrus Tirani, the Chief Digital Officer of the City of Hamilton, wherein he's excited about how we're collecting data using existing vehicles of the city and able to action that data across different departments and divisions within the City of Hamilton. And there's also that picture on the right, wherein that shows you a greater share of wallet for data monetization, which is 80% margins for us. These are some of the awards that we received this year. The Smart Cities 50 Award, which we had in Ohio, and also the Good Roads Innovative Management Practices Award. So my name is Emil. Again, please reach out if you have any other questions. We're also currently started our Series A round. One of our investors is Geotab, some Silicon Valley investors. We're very excited to get more people as part of the Iris family, and very happy that I'm with you here today. Thank you so much.
Thank you for that presentation, Emil. Can you tell us more about the data you collect once a device is installed on the waste trucks?
Great question. The data that we provide to municipalities involves data around right-of-way inventory, assessments, and compliance. So this can be sign inventories, crash systems, transit corridor inventories, or it can be around pavement assessments, which is around pavement condition indexes, roughness of the road, pavement qualities, crack mapping, and such. And also it can be around regulated compliance and record keeping. So data around road patrol management, around minimum maintenance standard compliance, around collecting data for statutory defense. So all types of data using a singular data collection system and data that's applicable across different divisions and departments within the city. So really breaking down silos.
Well, everyone, I could not be more impressed with the startups we heard from today and their plans for the future. A sincere thank you to the amazing founders who presented. You made our job easy. On behalf of Google and everyone who has made this program possible, thank you. Thank you to the 11 startup teams who graciously spent the last 10 weeks learning and growing with us. It was our absolute pleasure to work alongside you. Thank you to the dozens of speakers and mentors who graciously lent their time, passion, and expertise to the program. Thank you to our partners and other ecosystem builders who do amazing work every day in support of Canadian startups. And lastly, thanks to each and every one of you for tuning in and supporting these Canadian entrepreneurs. If you're interested in connecting with any of the teams you saw present today, you can reach out to our team directly. And with that, one final congratulations to today's startups and their incredible accomplishments. We cannot wait to see what you do next. Thanks, everyone. Have a wonderful summer.